I've certainly seen that evolution in our next author. She is the author of Your Script for Intimacy, Fix Your Marriage and Your Sex Life, Petra Frese. Petra, I am so excited to talk to you today. Book number 2, you made it. Tell us about this book. And if you have it, show it to people.
Hello.
Hello. So good. But I see book number 1 on the wall back there too. So nice.
So right, and this is book number 2.
And the first book was Your Script for Hope. This is Your Script for Intimacy. I sense a series coming on.
Yeah,
tell us about Your Script for Intimacy. What's this book about?
This book is about relationship and sexuality, and it's for the people who struggle and think they are hopeless and helpless in their relationship and they don't know where to start. And it's, as you mentioned, it's a series, and it is sparking the hope for people that they can create their dream marriage. And I think this is so important, that we become aware of the power we have within us, the power of our mind, and using that for our relationship and also in our sex life. So usually people don't get in touch with me and say, hey, I have sexual issues. This is not how it works. Usually it's another topic they struggle with. And then we find out that the marriage and the sex life might be the reason for all the issues they have in life. And when we start at that point and solving those issues, then the entire life kind of explodes, evolves, grows, and this is so rewarding.
Let's talk a little about your background. What is your training? What work do you do? Who do you work with? Just tell people a little more about you.
I'm a scientist and engineer by education, and I'm a hypnotherapist and I'm a hypnosis instructor. So I combine both the scientific background and working with the mind. And I think I can say about myself, I'm very spiritual. So that's the bridging between science, neuroscience, and also the spiritual work, and using the power of the mind as a hypnotherapist. And I think this is what is so unique and creates the result in such a short amount of time.
I love that. I love fast results. When you came up with the idea for this book, let's see, we started working on this book before coronavirus, didn't we? Yeah. Have you seen changes? I was asking Michelle about this in business, but have you seen changes in relationships since people spent so much time in lockdown?
Oh, yes. It got really intense because the escape going to the workplace doesn't exist anymore. So either the marriage works perfectly fine and the bonding got more strongly, or it spiraled up and it came to the surface, what people had the tendency to cover under the lid. So there was no excuse anymore, no escape. And my clients, and this is very interesting, most of them are male clients. So I work currently much more with men than with women. And they struggle really intensely because they want to solve their marital issues. They want to have a safe place for their families, but they just don't know how.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I think it's interesting that most of your clients are men. Do you find when it comes to hypnotherapy, men versus women are more open to that possibility? Or that technique, I should say?
I think that women are much more open. They are much more willing to try. And this is not something you try. You make your decision. You either want to apply it or you do not. And men, they really search for something that can help them at the very end of their wits. So women choose that option earlier in the process, but when men take that step and say, okay, let me do hypnosis, then they are so desperate that they really do it.
I love that. I love that distinction. So I will give you the same question I've given the others. If somebody is thinking about working with the author incubator, what's something you can share about your experience with the team, your experience getting your book done that you would want people to know?
So if someone is thinking about that and contemplating if they should write a book with the author incubator, that's the wrong question. They should ask themselves, why haven't I already? To write my first book, it took me 25 years. 25 years, the book was within me and I knew it, but I couldn't give birth to it. And that process, the process and the team, again, it's both, right? It's the science of knowing how to write a book and the heart of it, the team you have created, you and your team. This, I've never heard about this. It's incomparable to anything I've ever experienced in the world. So if you are contemplating writing a book, that's the time, that's the step. I encourage you to do it with the author incubator.
I know your script for intimacy is the second of many books to come from you. I've got my own request list. So, but for now, get a copy of your script for intimacy, fix your marriage and your sex life. The link is below. While you're over at Amazon, you can find her first book, Your Script for Hope. Petra Frese, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.